name is J.D. Brown. That stands for James Dean Brown. I'm from the University of Hawaii at Manoa. And the plenary speech that I just delivered was about essentially the connections between learning and the brain. So I talked about 3 applications of brain research that have to do with a concept called myelination. When the brain first tries something, it will send a signal from one cell to another. And if it likes it, as it were, you practice that, you do it again, it will myelinate. It's called myelination. And as that myelination process continues, you get better and better and better at it.
I think the secret to fluency.
If you want to learn to do something quickly, like play the piano, the myelination process is speeding up the connections between your cells that actually drive the motor skills, by as much as 3,000 times as you practice and practice and practice and practice it. So that's one process of the brain. The other process that I talked about was vocabulary acquisition. Recent research seems to indicate that vocabulary is stored all around the outside of the brain, essentially the crinkly part of the brain. And so semantic organization seems to dominate the vocabulary learning, and it's an important thing to think about as a teacher and tester. And the third set of processes is the differences between child learning, adolescent learning, and adult learning. The child brain is essentially open and plastic and creating new connections and myelination all over the place. And when we become teenagers, adolescents rather, the process becomes one of pruning and myelination. So those things that are not important are sloughed off, essentially are eliminated, pruned as it were, and those that are more useful, myelination increases. So teenagers are actually in the process of becoming more efficient users of language and of everything. So those 3 things, myelination, vocabulary, semantic organization, and the different styles of brain usage, from child openness to adolescent pruning to adult organizing and myelination. So different stages are important for teachers to think about.
The test then is to assess the amount of